Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the biggest, most in-depth Gen Z nostalgia iceberg. This video will primarily be nostalgic for those born between 1996 and 2010. Thank you all very much for the great success of part 1. It is now our most viewed video on the channel. And also thanks to the meme bros. Thank you to Raj, RS75, Sanjeet, and Chundan, Hawk567 for their hard work on this video. This part of the iceberg will be covering layers 4 and 5, which are 765 entries total, with layer 4, the deep waters, being 114 entries, and layer 5, the dark waters, being 651 entries. So now, without any further ado, let's dive deeper to layer 4, the deep waters. Layer 4, the deep waters. This is about a 50-50 chance between people who are familiar and unfamiliar with these entries. Though these entries may not be as popular as the ones in part 1, they're still quite well known.
One man, one jar. This was a popular shock video from around the year 2007 that depicts a man shoving a jar up his ass. I must advise you, please do not look for this video.
Alright, next we have A Boy and His Blob. So this is basically a video game that came out in 2009, and it's about a boy, who you play as, with his pet blob, has to save the world by overthrowing an tyrant of an emperor. And I wonder how you could compare that to real life.
All your base are belong to us. All your base are belong to us is a famous quote from the video game Zero Wing. The video game was of Japanese origin, and when it was being translated for English audiences, there was an error in translation which caused the following text to show up in the game.
Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia is a book series written by the Parrish brothers. The first book came out in 1963. The book follows the life of a housekeeper named Amelia Bedelia and her comedic adventures.
Angry German Kid. Angry German Kid is a nickname given to a boy, supposedly named Leopold, who has become famous online through a viral video in which he experiences intense frustration and anger as he attempts to play Unreal Tournament 2004 on his computer, kinda like how a real German. The video spawned many remixes, most of which would manipulate the video's subtitles to put the boy in new situations in a similar fashion to parodies of Hitler's rant and downfall and the interview with Elvis does.
Alright, we have Baby Einstein. So this is basically a company that made equipment such as home video programs, CDs, books, flashcards, toys, and baby gears for kids. It featured the mascot of a hand-drawn kid. The line was first launched in 1996.
Berries and Cream commercial. The Berries and Cream commercial was a commercial that came out in 2007. It featured an elf named the Little Lad who does the little dance on screen. The ad has recently become a meme on TikTok where people were doing the Little Lad dance, which is kind of cool.
Between the Limes. Between the Limes was a TV show series that came out in 2000. It was more of a musical where a pair of librarians and their two cubs go on different adventures together. The show is meant to help kids learn to speak. Bikini Bottom Lego Flood video. This is a YouTube video that was uploaded in 2011. As the title suggests, the video depicts a Lego Bikini Bottom set in a bucket of water and SpongeBob, and Patrick trying to survive. The characters, of course, being controlled by some kids.
Alright, we have Bobby's World. So basically, this is a TV show series that first came out in 1990, and it follows a 4-year-old boy named Bobby who goes on many different adventures in his imagination. The last episode would come out in 1998.
Bonzi Buddy. Bonzi Buddy was a virtual assistant for the PC that came out in 1999. The virtual assistant was represented by a purple monkey that had an art style similar to those of the Windows XP built-in file explorer assistants. The virtual assistant was later called malware due to how the software would work.
Boxy. Boxy, or Boxy Baby, is a character played by Catherine Wayne that is well known for a video of her saying hello to her friends from the video game. Many Gen Z boys had a crush on her because of how cute she looked. She eventually started another YouTube channel where she was being herself and not Boxy called Nemo. She always had such a hyper attitude in her videos, whether they were being Boxy or being herself.
Brain Age. Brain Age was a puzzle or strategy game made by Nintendo for the DS in 2005. The game was meant to train your brain and test your intelligence. There are also newer sequels of the game, the most recent being in 2019 for the Switch.
Kid Icarus. Kid Icarus was a YouTuber that made videos about video games and consoles. He started his YouTube channel in 2011 and still makes videos to this day, just not as often as he used to.
Alright, now we have Charmex, or That Critical. So he was a YouTuber that started in 2013. He made primarily reaction videos, and, well, obviously these videos are not for kids because he swore a lot. He recently deleted all of his videos and posted 2 final videos announcing his leaving from YouTube.
Next we have Chick-fil-A cows. This is referring to the advertisements and promotional material for the Chick-fil-A that featured the infamous cows that would be doing something out of the ordinary with real bad spelling, and you can just see them everywhere, mostly in airports.
Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. Chicka Chicka Boom Boom was a best-selling American children's book written by Bill Martin Jr. and illustrated by Lois Ehlert. The book features human-like letters. I vividly remember reading this book back in kindergarten.
Cece's Pizza. This was a pizza buffet restaurant that was very popular. They first opened in 1987. These restaurants were kind of like the Snappy Tomato restaurants, with a pizza buffet inside. These buffet pizza stores were quite memorable, and there aren't too many around anymore, but both Cece's and Snappy Tomato still have some locations open.
Cupcakes. Cupcakes was an MLP My Little Pony animation that was uploaded to YouTube in 2011. It was a very gory and violent animated story featuring the ponies from My Little Ponies. This video was kind of disturbing, and also, can we talk about how legit the video looks? It literally looks like something taken out of the actual show.
Alright, Dan Vs. was an animated TV show series that came out in 2011. It basically follows an emo teen, which is basically every teen nowadays, with a short temper making his way through school. The last episode would come out in 2013.
Alright, Dinosaur Train. Dinosaur Train was a TV show series that came out in 2009. The show is about a bunch of preschoolers that go on adventures and learn about archaeology and paleontology.
Duck Life. Duck Life was a Flash game that had many sequels to it. It has you adopt a pet duck, train it, and take care of it to make it an athletic master. The games were very fun, and the first 2 are extremely nostalgic.
Next we have Alice Chapeau. Alice Chapeau was a TV show series that came out in 1972. The show follows the misadventures of Chapeau, who is an orphan. The show ran until 1980, but in 2006, the show got an animated reboot, which ran until 2014.
Epic Rap Battles of History!
Epic Rap Battles of History was a YouTube channel that made fake rap battles between celebrities and other popular figures. They recently became a meme, as shown in this clip.
Eminem, IPS. My name is Eminem and I like to rap.
EvanTube. EvanTube is a YouTuber best known for his toy reviews. I personally remember watching his reviews and wanting to play with the toys, but my parents wouldn't get me them because they knew I'd only play with them for less than a month. He still makes videos to this day, both in the form of toy reviews and gaming videos.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. Fantastic Mr. Fox is a movie that came out in 2009. It is based off of the book written by Roald Dahl, who raids his neighbor's farm and is forced to the underworld. He has to try and find a method to oppress his banishment.
Fetch with the Rough Rufferman. Fetch with the Rough Rufferman is a TV show series that came out in 2006. The show is a reality TV game show that has kids do random tasks related to science and math. I wish school could do something like this nowadays.
Flipnote Hatenna. Flipnote Hatenna was a service or game from the Nintendo DS where you could view and download other Flipnotes made by other DS users as well as create your own. The Flipnotes were kind of drawings that you would make using your DS stylus. Sadly, the service ended in 2013.
Next, we have Fly Guys. So Fly Guy was a book series that was first made in 2005. It's about a boy who makes friends with the housefly and the different adventures the duo go on. These books were pretty iconic and remembered by many kids.
Fooey Cooley School Supplies. Fooey Cooley School Supplies is a school supplies line that was very childish and kid-friendly in design. Nowadays, the supplies are very nostalgic, and they feature kind of like a Y2K Fruitiger Arrow mixed design, which gave them that extra 2000s charm to them.
Next we got Fruitopia. Fruitopia was a soda-based drink that came in many fruit flavors. The drink line first came out in 1994 and then was discontinued in 2003. This was more popular among the early Gen Z due to it being discontinued early or and into Gen Z's cycle swords.
Fry's Electronics. Fry's Electronics is an electronics sold that sold well. Electronics. They recently filed for bankruptcy, so you may not have them for long.
Fur Affinity. Fur Affinity was a service that hosted animal-related digital drawings. The website was known for hosting some NSW fur art, but obviously I'm not going to depth in this one. But, you know, if you know, you know.
Next we got Gamer from Mars. Gamer from Mars is a YouTuber that specializes in making short-form documentary videos or solved mystery videos. He first joined in 2009 and he still makes videos to this day.
Gerber Life Grow Plan commercial. Parents and grandparents of young children. This entry on the Iceberg is about the Gerber Life's affordable grow-up plan. This is referring to the advertisement for Gerber Life's Grow Plan. It was basically a childcare package. The advertisement for the Grow Plan had become a bit of a meme in recent time and was known for being aired on a lot of channels like Noggin Channel, Nick Jr., and whatnot.
Alright, we have Go Anime. So Go Anime is an animation that was popular back in the day. There were many YouTube videos made using the software. They also had schools use Go Anime, but then it stopped. The developers, Vaughn, I believe to pronounce it, said that Go Anime used Flash and stopped being supported in December 2020. Lately, Go Anime has become Vaughn and it makes cheap videos for business.
Gravity Guy. Gravity Guy was an arcade game that came out in 2010. They're one of those Mario-style 2D side-scrollers. The game has you run through levels as fast as possible with the ability to shift gravity. Great Wolf Lodge. Great Wolf Lodge is a lodge/hotel that has an indoor water park and many other fun activities to do around your stay there. The lodge first opened in 2003.
Habbo Hotel. Habbo Hotel is an online community for teens and young adults, kind of similar to how Club Penguin was. It was owned by Sulake. The company was founded in 2000. Habbo Hotel has expanded to 9 online communities. It is where the Pool's Closed meme came from. It was kind of like an online flash game where people would kind of just like hang out and chill. Pretty cool.
Next we have you seen this man? This is referring to an image of a rough sketch of a man's face that went viral in 2006 from people who said they've seen the face in their dreams before. The entire thing just turned out to be an elaborate hoax.
Okay, we have Head On Commercial. Head On Commercial is an old commercial that depicts a woman applying head on someone while repeatedly says head on applied directly to the forehead. That was annoying back then, but it's kind of nostalgic now. I have no idea what the ad is trying to get across, but whatever, I guess.
Homer Depot. Homer Depot or Homo Depot was a mascot character for the Home Depot. There's not much else to say. This character isn't really used much anymore though. Nowadays the mascot is just a song. You know which one.
Next we have Horrid Henry. Horrid Henry was a TV show series that came out in 2006. The show follows the adventures of a kid named Henry, who tends to be extremely annoying. How more direct can you get with the title?
Okay, we have Hungry Pumpkins. So this is a game where you feed a pumpkin whatever he asks for. Each time you give him the food he wants, you get a point. If you give him the wrong item, he will say, I don't want that, and you will not gain points. I remember people would just spam this type of content on YouTube. It was interesting, to say the least.
I Feel Fantastic. I Feel Fantastic is a video depicting a robot singing a song called I Feel Fantastic. People were originally disturbed by the video, but now some people are wanting another song from the robot, seeing the video in a more positive light. There was even a theory back then that stated that apparently the robot was made from a dead body and the person who uploaded the video was a serial killer, but yeah.
Next we have I Heard You Like Mudkips. This is a quote that originated from an image on DeviantArt made by a group named Mudkip Group. I don't know too much about this one.
Alright, now we have I Wanna Be the Guy. So this is a flash game where you play as a kid and go on many different quests to level become the guy. The game first came out in 2007. This sounds like stuff people would say nowadays, which is absolutely stupid, but that's not the point.
It's Jerry and Harry. It's Jerry and Harry is a YouTube group. They're best known for their Minecraft Let's Play videos and more recently their Minecraft versus real life videos where he compares Minecraft blocks with their real life counterparts. They joined YouTube in 2010.
Junie B. Jones. Junie B. Jones is a children's book series written by Barbara and illustrated by Denise. Published from 1992 until 2013, the story centers on Junie B. Jones, who goes on various adventures through her kindergarten and first grade years.
Just in Time. Just in Time is a TV show series that came out in 2011. The show is about a kid named Justin who goes on different adventures in different periods of time with his friends. The last episode came out in 2016, and I remember watching the show a lot as a kid.
Next we have LMFAO. LMFAO is a musical group that is well known for their hit songs Party Rock Anthem and Sexy and I Know It. The group consisted of Sky, Blue, and Red Food. The band has been on hiatus since 2012, and it's widely assumed that it will stay that way, which is unfortunate.
Alright, now we have something that most people know. These are light versions of mobile games. So these mobile games, of course, are the free versions of paid games. I'll say the most notable example would be Geometry Dash. The paid version gives you access to all the 21 main levels and online levels by other players. However, the free version allows access to 13 main levels and online levels. I would like to mention that they did add a little more levels, so that's pretty cool. Many other games did this as well to let other people try the game before they decided to buy it.
Local 58. Local 58 is a channel on YouTube that is supposed to look like an average news channel, but is actually designed to scare people. If it isn't obvious, Local 58 is an analog horror series. It's actually really well made, and I would recommend watching it. It's pretty cool.
Lupin the Third. Lupin the Third was a manga series that first came out in 1967. It follows the adventure of a #1 thief and his different adventures.
Mad Cartoon Network. Mad was a TV show where magazines are brought out of the pages and onto the small screen in a satirical animated sketch show. Each episode includes cartoon parodies of different TV shows, movies, games, celebrities, and media. It used different kid-friendly characters, but had some plot twists that weren't so kid-friendly. The show started in 2010 and ended in 2022.
Next we got Martha Speaks. Martha Speaks is a TV show series that came out in 2008. It follows the adventures of Martha, an average dog that she can arf and bark and grr when she ate some alphabet soup. Then what happened was bizarre. She then became a dog who could talk with her owner. The show had its last episode in 2014.
Miffy and Friends. So Miffy and Friends is a stop-motion TV show series that first came out in 2003. In the show, a rabbit named Miffy goes through many adventures with her friends. The last episode came out in 2007.
Next we have Mike Mozart. Mike Mozart is a YouTuber who is known for his Jeepers Media and the Toy Channel YouTube channels. On both channels, he makes toy reviews. Jeepers Media focuses on bad or failed toys, while the Toy Channel focuses on good toys that are successful. He still does random live streams every now and then.
Minecraft with Gadget is a video that was uploaded in 2012. The video depicts Inspector Gadget playing the game Minecraft as a fictionalized version of Mike Mattel, the creator of the video.
Alright, we got Mixels. So this is a TV show series that first came out in 2014. It follows the adventures of a species known as the Mixels and that can take ant form. They were also Lego sets made based off the characters from the show. We have Movie Unleashers. So Movie Unleashers is a YouTuber that joined in 2008. He makes videos focusing on video games such as Let's Plays. He also still makes videos today, however they are pretty random.
Next we have Mr. Six. Mr. Six is a 2015 Chinese crime drama film directed by Guan Hu and written by Dong Runyan. It stars Feng Xiaogang, Zhang Hanyu, Chu Qing, Li Yifeng, and Chris Wu. The film closed the 72nd Venice International Film Festival in an out-of-competition screening. Mr. Six was selected to be screened in the special presentation section of the 2015 Toronto International Film Festival.
My Gym Partner the Monkey. My Gym Partner the Monkey is a TV show series that came out in 2005, where the main character, who is human, gets sent to a school for animals and has to survive.
Augie and the Cockroaches. Augie and the Cockroaches is a TV show series about a cat named Augie who tries to live his life but always gets pestered by these 3 cockroaches, and how he tries to get rid of them. The show first aired in 1998 and had its last episode in 2019. There was even a movie released based off of the series in 2013, and the show got a reboot in 2021. OMG Amazing Dancer. This is referring to a jump scare screamer video depicting a girl dancing when a random face that's painted to look like a Japanese oni or demon appears on the screen, while a loud screaming sound plays in the background. The video was first posted in 2008, but the original video was, I believe, taken down. Re-uploads are still available, though.
Obi. So Obi is a puppet TV show series that came out in the year 2000. It's kind of similar to the Muppets, where different puppet characters go on various adventures.
Next we have Osmosis Jones. Osmosis Jones is a movie that came out in 2001. It's about a zoo worker who gets a malady from eating an egg with simian saliva, who has a white blood cell, who with the help of a pill, has to try and save the zoo worker.
Pete the Cat. Pete the Cat is a book series that came out in 2008. It follows the different adventures of a cat named Pete, such as how he makes a sandwich or his new shoes. These books were very popular in the early 2010s and are a staple of elementary school at that time period.
Philips CDI games. This is referring to the games for the Philips CDI console, such as the Mario and Zelda games. These were generally lower quality compared to the official Nintendo home console releases, and the games later became memes. PlaneRock124. PlaneRock124 is a YouTuber. He made his YouTube channel in 2011 and has surpassed 2 million subscribers. His videos revolve around him destroying technology in the form of skits. Fun fact, PlaneRock124 inspired me to start making tech videos in 2015.
Next we have Planet Hollywood. Planet Hollywood is a resort in Las Vegas that has a very Hollywood style to it, no surprise there. And it has a casino as well. I mean, it's Las Vegas, no surprise there.
Pony Sliding in a Box. Pony Sliding into Box is an animated video of the MLP pony sliding through a box. There have been several remakes of this video. The original video was uploaded in 2010 and is still up to this day.
Alright, we have Postal. So Postal is a video game series that first came out in 1997. It's a shooter and it's not meant for kids, obviously. But there are still new games being made to this day. In the game, you play as the Postal dude who has been evicted. He believes the Air Force is releasing a plague on his town of Paradise and that he is the only one unaffected by the ensuing plague.
Next we have Potter Puppet Pals. Potter Puppet Pals is a YouTube channel that makes videos of puppet versions of the Harry Potter characters singing. They don't make videos anymore, they just upload upscaled versions of their old videos.
Rainforest Cafe. Rainforest Cafe is an old-themed restaurant chain with a tropical, natural atmosphere to it. They are slowly starting to close down, so it is only a matter of time until the inevitable.
Reader Rabbit. Reader Rabbit is a game series that first came out in 1985. The game series was meant to teach children phonics and vocabulary. There's not really much else to say.
Next we have Reply Girl. This is a trend on YouTube where women would post videos replying to other videos on YouTube. They basically had thirst traps in the thumbnails so that people would click on them. This died down after people were expressing their hate for them and then YouTube started taking them down.
Roly Poly Oly. So this is a TV show series that first came out in 1998. It's about a Clockwork Boy's adventures. The final episode would come out in 2004.
Ronald McDonald Insanity. Ronald McDonald Insanity was an edit of an old McDonald's commercial that aired in Japan with Ronald McDonald in it. The video used different clips compiled together to the beat of You and Owen Was Her. The video was from the Japanese video sharing website called Nico Nico Doga, which we'll talk about later in layer 5 of the Iceberg.
Alright, now we have scary logos. So these are two logos that look kind of creepy. So some could be Thanks Sound, B&D, Mad Dog Productions, Glass B, Supo, and Bell.
Scary Movie. Scary Movie is a film series that first came out in 2000. Movies are horror comedies and are quite popular. If you haven't seen any of them, you would have to at least heard of them. The newest sequel is Scary Movie 5 from 2013. SCP Foundation. SCP Foundation is an online forum made up creatures called SCPs that were controlled by a foundation called the SCP Foundation that stops them from causing havoc. It was started in 2007. Many famous SCPs include SCP-096, SCP-173, and SCP-999.
Next we have C Spot Run. C Spot Run is a movie that came out in 2001. The movie is about a mailman who babysits for his interest for a partner, but instead finds an escaped police dog, and they become partners. Next we have 7 Awesome Kids. 7 Awesome Kids is a YouTube channel run by a group of girls. They make videos in the style of vlogs. There's a bunch of controversy surrounding the channel in the late 2010s, primarily with the channel's creator being arrested for committing child abuse.
Smile.jpg. This is referring to an image that was posted to the internet somewhere in the 2000s, which featured an edited image of a dog that looks like it's creepily smiling at the camera. It was one of the most iconic and popular creepypastas of this generation, and I guarantee most of you guys remember this or have maybe seen it recently. Regardless, this is one of the most iconic urban legends, and is basically one of the 4 horsemen of childhood trauma. Sparta Remix. Sparta remixes are edits of videos to the song This Is Sparta. They were popular in the 2010s. Here's a few examples. And if the video skips them, it's due to copyright. These were extremely popular back then, and I guarantee almost all of you have seen at least one of them in the past.
Alright, next we have SpongeBob in China. So, this is an animation made in 2009 that depicted SpongeBob's characters, but with the racist sense of humor against Chinese people. The stuff made back then would 100% not pass now, because if that was to happen, that person's getting cancelled for the rest of his life.
Stack the States 1 and 2. Stack the States 1 and 2 are 2 mobile games that were meant to teach kids about the states in the United States. I personally used this game for a test that I had in school. Many Gen Z kids used to have this game on their iPod touches back then.
Staples. That was easy button. This is one of those plastic sound effect buttons that when pressed says that was easy. These were popular as kind of a meme along with a bunch of other buttons that were similar to this, in the way they would make a random sound effect. Super Size Me. Super Size Me is a movie that first came out in 2004. It is a social experiment where McDonald's Sporluck eats only McDonald's for the entire month for every meal of the day and sees what will happen to you. This documentary was popular among Gen Z kids due to it being shown in many school health classes.
Alright, now we have Talking Kitty Cat. So, Talking Kitty Cat is a YouTube channel that joined in 2007. The channel posts IRL videos of a cat with text-to-speech on the cat, which makes it seem like it's talking. To basically summarize it, it was a channel that was basically making videos of Talking Tom, but it's with an IRL cat.
Team UmiZoomi. Team UmiZoomi was a TV show series about a group of heroes that use math to try and defeat a villain. This is a classic TV show, and the art style is so nostalgic. The show was definitely popular in the early 2010s, and most of you would have seen it at least once, one episode of this. If you haven't, then you probably should. It's a great show.
Next we have the Tex Avery cartoons. Tex Avery cartoons is most likely the cartoons that were made by the cartoonist Tex Avery, no surprise, that were made in the 1900s. Some examples of these are Bugs Bunny, Unwelcome Guest, and many of the other Looney Tunes cartoons.
Alright, next we have The Ant Bully. So The Ant Bully is a movie that came out in 2006, which is about a child who was neglected by his family likes to bully ants, and one day when he was spraying water on the ants, he got shrunk to ant size, and then is sentenced to labor by the ants. I don't think that's okay for kids to see, but anyways, the movie was kind of weird and it wasn't all too popular.
The Buzz on Maggie. The Buzz on Maggie is a TV show that came out in 2005. It is about a fly named Maggie who goes on many different adventures as a teenager. The show ran for 1 season and ended in 2006.
The George Lopez Show. The George Lopez Show is a TV show series that came out in 2002 and ran until 2007. It's a comedy show that focuses on the comedic life of George Lopez. And I don't know about you, but he kind of looked a bit scary. There was an old lady who swallowed a... This is a book series that was made throughout the 90s, and they are extremely nostalgic books. They're about a lady who keeps on swallowing random things. This lady really needs to be put in a psych ward. Somebody please do it.
Next we have Cowhow Project. The Cowhow Project is a 2D vertically scrolling shooter video game that first came out in 1997 and is still getting newer versions to this day. The games follow Hakude Reimu and Kirisame Marisa as they find their way into the many accidents and get Sokyo.
Alright, now we have the Twinkies crisis. So in the years 2012 to 2013, there was a Twinkies crisis, which meant there was a huge outage of Twinkies due to their short discontinuation. It was meant to be permanent, however, due to the outage afterwards, Twinkies were recontinued. I don't understand how this is a crisis. Like, that is so stupid.
Username 666. Username 666 is a popular video from 2008 which depicts a person typing the YouTube URL with 666 at the end of it into their Internet Explorer browser and refreshing the page until the page eventually gets extremely distorted and a channel appears with a lot of creepy stuff happening on it with a bunch of blood on the screen, leading to the person eventually being unable to close the page or shut off their computer. The video then ends abruptly.
Victoria's Secret. So this is a clothing store specialized in naughty clothing, if you know what I mean. A lot of Gen Z kids would remember passing by their stores in their local malls as kids, and they're still open today.
VTech. VTech is a tech company founded in 1976. They made many landline phones and other kids' tech products, such as the InnoTap, Kitty Zoom Watch, Kitty Buzz, and their Kitty Cam.
Next we have What is Love? What is Love? This is a song that first came out in 1993 and was made by Hathaway. It's famous for being in a few memes and just being a popular song in general.
Wilkins coffee commercials. These are commercials advertising the Wilkins coffee using the Muppet Styles characters and their ironic comedy.
Windows Movie Maker. Ah yes, good old Windows Movie Maker. I used to edit on that. The software came with all Windows PCs from 2001 with Windows XP until 2012 with Windows 8. So any PC with Windows XP, Vista 7, or early versions of 8 came with Windows Movie Maker. This was well known for their goofy looking transitions and the famous blue text with blue background.
Wings of Fire. Wings of Fire is a book series that first came out in 2012. It's about a character named Luna who wants to change the world and does so using dragons of different kinds.
Next we have Wizard 101. This is an online RPG that first came out in 2008. The game has you play as a student wizard who has to save the spiral.
Now we have Weird World. So this is a TV show series that would come out in 2007. And the characters have to create words to creatively solve problems.
Next we have World's Hardest Game. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know about this one. It is a strategy game where you have to control a red pixel through different levels while avoiding blue circles to finish the game.
You Are an Idiot. You Are an Idiot was a website that, when opened, opens multiple windows of itself and keeps on playing a repeating song that goes, You are an idiot, ha 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 ha. The website would keep on replicating itself on your computer until the system ran out of RAM or memory and eventually restarted. The site became very popular and became a staple of pop culture back then.
To conclude the deep waters, we have Zany Brainy. Zany Brainy was a United States retail store chain that sold educational toys products aimed at children ages from 4 to 13. Sadly, the company would shut down in 2013 due to financial problems after they bought up Kid Noodle, which we'll talk about later on the Iceberg.
Now that we're done with the deep waters, let's move on to the dark waters. Layer 5, the dark waters. Not a lot of people are nostalgic for these entries, though some are well known by a small majority of people.
It's over 9,000. This is a meme that was in 2006 and came from an episode of Dragon Ball Z from 1997. In the episode, Vegeta says the line, "It's over 9,000."
It's over 9,000!
Alright, we have 16 Ways to Kill a Vampire at McDonald's. 16 Ways to Kill a Vampire at McDonald's was a 2016 video game where you are a vampire hunter at McDonald's. The game's name itself is pretty self-explanatory. It wasn't very popular when it came out, but I guess it was kinda cool.
2048. 2048 is a video game where you move blocks with numbers on them that are multiples of 2. When you connected the two blocks with the same number on them, they would add and form the sums block, and basically would just try to get the highest number you can.
Next we have 2 Pac-Man. 2 Pac-Man is a flash game in which you play as the rapper Tupac, but he's Pac-Man, hence the name 2 Pac-Man. It's an interesting game to say the least and got shut down due to the flash shutdown in 2020.
31 Minutos. 31 Minutos is a TV show that came out in 2003. The show is a comedy that focuses on a virtual band for kids and the adventures that said band members go on together. This show is not that well known, but is still loved by Gen Z kids around the world.
Alright, we have 321 Penguins. This is a TV show released in the year 2000 that is about twin siblings named Jason and Michelle who find penguin figures that come to life. As the twins travel the world and outer space, they learn biblical and moral lessons with their penguin friends.
Next we have 7-Eleven. This one pretty much needs no introduction. 7-Eleven is a store chain that first opened in 1946. The stores were kind of like Circle K. They're basically convenience stores that cooked their way into pop culture, mostly because of all the homeless people near it.
7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Die was a video game that came out in 2013 for the PS4 and Xbox One. The game has you play as a survivor of war who must survive, find shelter, food, and water, as well as scavenge supplies to fend off zombies that populate Navizgan.
So we have A and W restaurants. So these were restaurants that were collaborations with other restaurants. So in our town, there was a KFC with one of these. These were run in partnership with the A&W Root Beer Company, which I think many people know. It's a pretty popular soda.
A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life is a movie that came out in 1998. The movie is about an ant who has to defend his colony from a bunch of grasshoppers, and he has to recruit the other bugs in the colony to help him out.
Next, we have A Christmas Story. A Christmas Story is a movie that first came out in 1983. The movie is a mix of many other stories and fairy tales from the 1900s, with many characters going through their universes.
We have A Nightmare on Elm Street. So this is a movie that came out in 1984. It's about a kid who gets killed, coming back to haunt the children of the people who killed him. That sounds kind of scary. It's pretty cool at the same time.
A Series of Unfortunate Events. A Series of Unfortunate Events is a book series that first came out in 1999. It later got a TV adaptation in 2017 and is about a group of kids who, after the death of their parents, uncovered the many dark secrets in their family.
ABCya. ABCya was a Flash games website that, rather than having normal Flash games we all know and love, they had educational Flash games. The website was founded in 2004 and is still up to this day. All the games on there are super nostalgic, and if you grew up in the late 2000s and early 2010s, you would remember when we got computer time if we finished our work early, and we'd get on these game sites, unless of course they were blocked. Adult Swim. Adult Swim was a channel that would take over the Cartoon Network channel at night. As the name suggests, a lot of the content was intended for adult audiences, such as King of the Hill, Robot Chicken, and a few banned episodes of kids shows.
Next, we have Advice Animals. Advice Animals was a meme template where people would have an image of an animal in front of a colorful background and their caption would have something inspiring. Next, we have Aerosmith. Aerosmith is a rock band. One of their popular songs was Dream On, which recently became having popularity on TikTok. The band formed in 1970.
Agario. Agario is an online game that first came out in 2015. In the game, you are a circle that has to eat the other circles around you to try and become the largest one. I remember this and Slater.io being the talk of the town among our school group at one point.
Real Monsters. This was a TV show made by Klasky Chupo in 1994. The show is about 3 monsters, Ickis, Oblina, and Crumb, who go to a school to learn how to scare humans. The show was decently obscure though, and not many people know about it.
Next, we got Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. Ain't Nobody Got Time for That is a phrase that came from an interview with a woman who had escaped a building that was on fire. In the speech, she says, "Ain't nobody got time for that."
Alright, we have Alien Home. I'm not pronounce that. It was a Flash game that was released to Newgrounds in 2002. In the game, you have to get your spaceship back after it gets stolen.
Next, we have All I Want for Christmas Is You. All I Want for Christmas Is You is a famous Christmas song made by Mariah Carey. The song was released in 1994 as part of the album Merry Christmas.
Alright, next we have Odette. So, Odette was a TV show series that came out in 1994. It would air until 2005 and was about a group of kids who did a bunch of skits. The show was Dan Schneider's first successful show.
Alto's Adventure. Alto's Adventure is a video game that first came out in 2015. In the game, you control a snowboarder who has to snowboard over a bunch of mountains without hitting any of the obstacles.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. Alvin and the Chipmunks is a movie series that first came out in 2007. It follows the various adventures of the 3 singing chipmunks, Alvin, Theodore, and Dave, who have the ability to sing like humans do.
Next, we have Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Always Sunny in Philadelphia was a TV show series that first came out in 2005. The show was about a gang who would run a dive bar. The gang would make up schemes to get money and fame. The show ended in 2013 with its 9th season.
Amazon Alexa. Alexa is a smart home device made by Amazon. They were a speaker device that you would control using the built-in Alexa voice assistant. The first Alexa device, the Echo, came out in 2014. More and more models have been made in recent years, such as the Show, Dot, Spot, and Flex. Also, If the word Alexa is censored out in the video, you're welcome. I'm just trying not to activate your Alexas.
American Dad. So American Dad is a TV show series that came out in 2005. It's basically adult sitcom that's similar to what we showed Adult Swim. It featured the famous theme, Good Morning USA.
American Girl. American Girl is a doll company that began in 1986. They created huge girl dolls that are 18 inches tall, meant to represent preteens. These were very popular in the 2000s and 2010s.
Next, we got America's Got Talent. America's Got Talent is a show that is an American talent show. No surprise there. It has 416 episodes and 17 seasons. It was made in 2006 and is still getting new episodes to this day.
Amiibo. Amiibo is a toys-to-life platform made by Nintendo. It was launched in November of 2014. The toys could be brought into your Nintendo Amiibo-supported games by using the NFC chip inside of the toy and placing it near the joystick of a supported console, which would cause the character on the toy to appear in your game. These are still being made to this day.
Alright, next we have an extremely goofy movie. This was a movie released in 2000 about Goofy, who is proud of his college son, who is Max. Max is quite excited and eager to take on his experiences with his new independence. However, he gets quite upset when his father tries to enter his life to get his own degree. However, they build a bonding throughout the movie, and it turned to receive pretty positive reviews.
Anchorman. Anchorman is a comedic movie that was first released in 2004. The movie follows a TV anchorman who has to redeem himself and regain popularity after he was stolen by his apprentice of sorts. The movie is great and really funny.
Next, we have Angela Anaconda. This is a TV show released in 2004, which is about a girl named Angela and her friends Gina, Gordy, and Johnny. Go to school and get into lots of boisterous fun. However, this TV show only ran for 3 seasons and received quite poor reviews.
Alright, next we have anime hate. So this is the term people hate anime. I am actually not one of them. Not really. I think anime is okay. But there are many reasons why people could hate anime. Some people might believe it's a waste of time, but that could be said for practically anything. And it could also be challenged to some people. And for some people, they find it pretty cringe and boring.
Anime. Anime is a YouTube channel that would animate memes. The channel joined in 2012 and still posts to this day. The channel features some classic memes and videos that you might remember to this day.
Animusic. Animusic is a series of 3D animated videos of random things that are kind of just for music. It's hard to explain, but if you look at it, you'll know. This is an absolute classic, and our music teacher used to play these videos for us at the end of each quarter. The art is absolutely nostalgic.
Next, we have Annie. This is a movie released in 1928, which is about Annie, who was left by her parents in a facility. Later, a rich man named Oliver decides to let an orphan live in his mansion when Annie is chosen. However, she still longs her parents and announces a search for a reward, which brings frogs. This movie received generally average reviews.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? A very popular 1990s TV show which recounts ghost stories told by kids around a campfire. They start off by preparing the fire and the storyteller announcing their offering. Then it switches to the story being told.
Alright, we have Ariana Grande. So she's basically a extremely popular songwriter who was born in 1993 in Florida. Obviously, she is known for her songs, and one of her most popular songs is Thank You Next, which was awarded many awards, and yeah, kids love them.
Art Attack. Art Attack is a TV show series that came out in 1990. The show is about Neil Buchanan. The host show the viewers different pieces of art and explaining them. I remember our art teacher showing us these videos every now and then.
Next, we have the art galleries. These are types of museums where you would view art. One of the most famous is the Louvre Art Museum, where the famous Mona Lisa painting is held.
As seen on TV commercials. These are advertisements that are shown during breaks in a TV commercial. They provide ad revenue to the creators, although most people find them to be a nuisance.
Assassin's Creed. This was a very popular game series where players take control of a character through various time periods in history and carry out killings. Some games include many famous events such as the American Revolution, French Revolution, and ancient Egypt and Greece.
Alright, now we have Austin Powers. It's a film series where Austin is a British secret agent. He works as a fashion photographer at day and a British intelligence officer at night. And, well, yeah, he's the main protagonist of the series.
Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne is a very famous singer who is well known for her album, Let Go. This is considered the best album currently of the 21st century. She was known for her songs Skater Boy, Girlfriend, and I'm With You.
Next, we have Back to the Future. This movie was truly a classic. This is a film where Marty McFly, the main character, is thrown back into the 50s by his friend Duck Brown. They travel time through the very famous car, the DMC DeLorean. Marty sees younger versions of his parents and makes sure they like each other, or else Marty would have never been born. He also has to return to his own time and save Doc Brown. This received a great review and was released in 1985.
Alright, we have Bad Luck Brian. So this is a meme where Kyle Edward Craven is shown his photo posted onto Reddit in 2012, which quickly garnered attention. This quickly became a meme and is still considered as an image-style macro meme.
Badger, badger, badger. This is a Flash animated meme by British animator John Picking. It shows 12 badgers doing calisthenics, a mushroom in front of a tree, and snake in the desert. To be honest, this video is funny and pointless at the same time. It is very popular, receiving about 31 million views on YouTube.
Alright, now we have Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning. This was a pretty popular game that would die out. So basically, you would walk around to school and enter groups. You would pick up a notebook and it would ask you some math questions. If you answered them right, he would leave you alone and you could go pick up some more items to complete the game. However, once you pick up the second notebook, the third question is unreadable and pretty sure it's impossible to solve, which means you'll get it wrong. Then Baldi will start chasing you and you have to collect all the notebooks and answer questions before he catches you. Once you get all the notebooks, you must escape through the door. There are many videos and memes about this, but this did die out pretty quickly. He would also send you threatening messages too.
YouTube. Bambi. This is a Disney classic about a deer named Bambi where he learns about the dangers of the open meadows where hunters can kill him. He meets a doe called Feline, and he learns that there's tragedy as well as beauty and joy on his path to becoming a doll. This is one of the darkest Disney movies of all time and received favorable reviews. It was released in 1942.
Next we have Barney the Dinosaur. This was a really classic American television series where it shows Barney the Dinosaur share adventures featuring songs, dances, and games which make learning fun. This was first released in 1992, and a lot of memes have been made about Barney, such as him having red eyes and eating children. Very fun.
Battleship. Battleship is a very fun game where winning is random. To start off, you must place your battleships in a position where they are most likely not to be hit. For example, keeping all your ships in the middle of the board is probably not a good idea. Then, it's time to attack. You have to guess where the enemy ship is and then attack them. If you miss, it's the opponent's turn and they attack. If you manage to hit the other person's ship, then you get to go again. Depending on how many times you hit them, you keep on going again and again until you don't hit them. The game continues till one person's ships are all gone. This is a very time-consuming game and can destroy lots of friendships. Amazing.
Alright, we have Battlestar Galactica. So this was a 2004 TV show where humans struggle against the robot Cylons, who have killed millions. The Galactica, who's led by William, has a group of civilians. Go to search of a mystical planet known as Earth. Very mystical indeed.
Batman. Probably the most known DC superhero aside from Superman. He's a bat who is very stealthy and has a bunch of gadgets. His main enemy is the Joker, who is also very talented. Batman has appeared in comics, video games, movies, and Lego. He continues to be an influential superhero even today.
Next we have Bean Boozled. Bean Boozled is a line of candy sold by the Jelly Bean Company. They come in all sorts of different flavors. The candies used to come in box sets with a spinner that would tell you which color bean you had to try. Normally with each one there would be 2 beans, one of which was good and the other, well, undesirable to say the least. A lot of content creators tended to use these in a lot of challenge videos back in the day.
Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is a film that was made by Disney and is about an arrogant prince who is turned into a beast until he finds love. His chance comes when he meets a clockmaker, where he meets the clockmaker's daughter, Belle. Belle later realizes that there is a soul behind the beast. However, Belle's suitor, Gaston, is the real beast of the movie.
Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead is a TV show that came out in 1993. The show became known for its satirical portrayal of youth culture and garnered a cult following for its irrelevant humor and social commentary.
Bed Intruder Song. The Bed Intruder Song was a song made by the YouTube channel Shmayoho in 2010. The song was an edit of a news report of a breaking and entering at the Dodson home. The song is a classic, and I recommend you check it out.
Ben Drowned. Ben Drowned is an old creepypasta about a cursed copy of the Nintendo 64 game The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, in which a person finds a copy of the game at a garage sale with a cursed save file on it. It doesn't hold up very well today, but it sure was creepy back then.
Best Buy. Best Buy is a store chain founded in 1966, and they specialize in selling tech products, video games, and some toys. They're one of the biggest tech stores today.
Now moving on to Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul is a TV show series that first came out in 2015. The show is a spin-off of the beloved show Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul focuses on the life of the lawyer, Saul Goodman, of Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Betty Spaghetti. Betty Spaghetti was a line of rubber dips that were extremely flexible that first came out in 1998. The toys have since been discontinued as of 2017.
Beyonce. Beyonce is a popular singer who is best known for her hit song, Single Ladies, and the entire album Dangerously in Love. She was extremely popular in the 2000s and she still makes music to this day.
Now going on to Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6 is a movie that first came out in 2014. The movie is about a character named Hero whose brother dies in an explosion. However, the robot built by the brother survives. Hero and the robot, Baymax, proceed to go on a wild adventure. The movie is great, and if you haven't seen it, you're definitely missing out.
Bill's Channel. Real or fake. This is a YouTube channel that first joined out in 2009. The channel makes videos where they react to media on the internet and explain whether it's real or fake. And they still upload to this day.
Billy Joel. Billy Joel is a famous American singer who's also a pianist. A lot of people know him for his favorite song, We Didn't Start the Fire. He was born in 1949 and is currently moving to Florida.
Bin Weevils. Bin Weevils is a British MMORPG game made by 55 Pixels. In the game, you adopt and train a pet weevil, kind of like Club Penguin's Puffles. This game originally came out in 2007 but got shut down due to the flash shutdown of 2020. However, it has been rewritten so you can relive it in all of its glory.
Blood 97. Blood is a shooting video game developed by Monolith Productions. It was released for MS-DOS on March 7, 1997. The game was pretty gory, which of course, makes it a little bit inappropriate for kids.
Next we have Bloody Mario Flash animations. I'm not really certain, but this entry is most likely referring to a Flash game that was like a gorier version of the regular Mario game, but I'm not too sure about this one.
Blu-rays. Blu-ray was a disc format that was made in 2005. It was made to be a more efficient format for creating home releases of popular films, as it had a higher storage capacity as compared to regular DVDs and HD DVD, however it retained the same size.
Booba. Booba is an old TV show series. There's no real premise or story to the show. It's all about these fluffy guys walking around doing random things, and it was meant for 4-year-olds, and it shows.
Moving on to Bottle Flip. It was a simple game where you flip a water bottle and see whether you can land it or not. This is pretty popular back in the days, but it's kind of died out due to how repetitive it is. This channel even went so far to have mobile games released on it.
Bob's Burgers. This is a show where Bob Bletcher is running his own burger restaurant with his wife and kids. However, his restaurant faces pressure from the other restaurant, which is a pasta joint, the owner being Jimmy Pesto. On top of this challenge, Bob's wife faces continuous harassment from his wife's ex. The show was released in 2011 and had 14 seasons.
Bop It. Bop It was a famous toy line where you press the Bop It button and follow the commands given by the speaker playing audio on the toy. You have to do certain things such as spin it, flick it, bop it, and etc. and so on and so forth. The license for this toy has been given to Hasbro. The original one was released in 1996.
Braceface. Braceface was a TV show series that went on from 2001 to 2004. The show is about the main character, Sharon Spitz, who goes through being a teenager. The show has great meaning behind it, but wasn't that popular.
Up next we have Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers is a TV show series about the main characters Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, who get stranded in the Amazon rainforest and how they survive. The show ran from 2004 and ended in 2006.
Bratz. Bratz was a line of 10-inch tall fashion doll action figures made by Mattel. These were first made in 2001. There was also a TV show made based around the toys, and the show ran from 2005 till 2008.
Brave was an animated movie made in 2012. The movie revolves around the main character, Marita, who is very skilled in archery and wanted to choose her own path for her life, after which she causes mass chaos in the kingdom and has to rely on her skills to be able to remove a curse.
Breadwinners was a TV show series that ran from 2014 till 2016. The show was about two anthropomorphic ducks who would go delivering bread to other ducks using their van. Yeah, this show was one of those weird mid-2010s animated shows from back when every animation studio was having trouble coming with good show ideas. In my opinion, this marked the beginning of the end for kids' TV shows, and the rise of kids growing up on YouTube.
Next we have Britain's Got Talent. This is basically the British version of America's Got Talent. No surprise there. This show started in 2007, a year after America's Got Talent. In this show, they would focus on the contestants from Britain, of course.
Britney Spears. Britney Spears is a singer born in 1981. She's best known for her songs One More Time, Oops I Did It Again, and Toxic, who's very well known among millennials and older Gen Z, and she still makes new music to this day, though not as often as she used to.
Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was an actor who was born in 1940 and passed away in 1974. He made many action fighting movies such as Enter the Dragon and Fist of Fury. He was in a way the precursor to Jackie Chan.
Brum. Brum was a TV show that started in 1994 that was about a car named Brum who left a motor museum to go and explore the big city. Throughout the show, he meets new people, makes new friends, and has a huge exploration. The show ended in 2002 and had 5 seasons.
Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is a music artist who started making music in 2004. He's best known for many of his hit songs such as Blurred Lines, 24 Karat Magic, Uptown Funk, and The Lazy Song. A lot of Gen Z kids will vividly remember listening to his music and even singing it some of the times.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings is a restaurant chain that many kids remember for their food, I guess. They specialized in wings, chickens, and burgers.
Build-A-Bear Workshop. Build-A-Bear Workshop was a toy store where you could go to make your very own teddy bear with any design, clothes, or softness that you wished for. This place was really cool and a lot of Gen Z kids went here when they were younger. The best bit is that they're still open to this day.
Moving on, next we have Bump in the Night. Bump in the Night was an animated TV show series that ran from 1994 to 1995. The TV show was about Mr. Bumpy, a monster who eats socks, and his friends and their adventures.
Bunked. Bunked is a TV show that first came out in 2015. The show was basically a follow-up to Jessie, as it used all the same characters except they go on adventures at a rundown campsite called Camp Kikiwaka. The show was supposed to end in 2020, however it has been getting new episodes to this day. Sadly, the Jessie characters are no longer part of the show and have mostly been replaced.
Next up we have the Burger King Play Place. This was similar to the McDonald's Play Place. We had an entry on it in Part 1 First Layer. These were, however, not open for that long, as they all closed out in 2001 after a child died due to faulty netting.
Butterfinger. Simpsons. Commercial. Butterfinger Simpsons commercial were a series of commercials for Butterfinger chocolates that featured some variation of Bart Simpson saying the slogan, "Nobody's gonna lay a finger on my Butterfinger," at the end.
Buzz Lightyear: A Star Command. Buzz Lightyear: A Star Command was a TV show series that aired from 2000 till 2011. This show was a spin-off that focused on Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story as the main character.
BuzzFeed Hate. This is hate directed towards BuzzFeed, a popular American company who focuses on entertainment. The reason why BuzzFeed is hated so much is because of the clickbait, poor quality journalism, and very politically and socially biased. Some other reasons are non-funniness, over-promoting, and lack of originality.
Call Me Maybe. Call Me Maybe was a very popular song that came out in 2012, made by the singer Carly Rae Jepsen. I remember this song being sang everywhere and played all over the place as far as 2015 and 2016. It was a very popular song.
Moving on, we got Candy Crush. This is hands down one of the most popular games to hit the mobile market ever. The theme is a tile matching game where you match one candy to other candies. There are thousands of levels, and it was named as People's Choice Awards for Favorite Mobile Game in 2016.
Candyland. Candyland was a board game that first released in 1949. The board game is kind of similar to Monopoly, just that it had less work to do with it. I personally remember an online version of Candyland on the Nick Jr. website where you could play as Dora the Explorer.
Caps for Sale. Caps for Sale is a book that focuses on a peddler man who sells hats. He tries to take a nap. When he wakes up, he notices the monkeys in the area have taken the caps and won't give them back, so just try and get them back. The book first came out in 1940 and is an absolute classic.
Captain Sparkly, an OG YouTuber. He's best known for his music videos, which are Revenge and Fallen Kingdom. He's a YouTuber that mainly plays Minecraft, and he streams on YouTube and trips. As of July 2023, he has over 10 million subscribers. Cat videos. This is referring to the videos on multiple social media platforms featuring cats. The videos can be based on cats' funny moments, serious moments, sad moments, and much more. These types of videos generally do well on all social media platforms.
Cat Dog. Cat Dog is an American TV show series that ran from 1998 until 2005. The TV show is about a conjoined cat and dog. Cat is very cultured while dog is wild and adventurous. Dog enjoys chasing garbage trucks, cars, and exploring many things that cat does not want to be involved with. They are both exact opposites of each other.
Up next, we have cats. A pet that is bought or adopted and kept at home. Cats and dogs have a huge rivalry, and most people prefer dogs. However, cats are very unique in their own way, as they are quite chill. Cats are my favorite pet because of their personality. Compared to other pets, cats are quite more active and fun to be around.
Cat Scratch. Cat Scratch is a TV show that started in 2005. The show is about a trio of cats who, after the death of their rich owner, are left with her riches, a monster truck, and a butler. They go on various adventures together. The show ended in 2007.
Next up, we have Caramel Dancing. Caramel Dancing is a Swedish song that first came out in 2007. The song was very popular and even became somewhat of a meme. The song's music video was animated with an anime art style.
Cars. Cars is a Pixar movie that first released in 2006. The movie follows the race car, Lightning McQueen, on his journey to be the fastest race car ever. The movie had 2 more sequels, which were very good as well. The art style of the movie animation is really late 2000s styled, with Lightning McQueen having a very glossy design. The movies all in all are very cool. And the movies also featured the famous tow truck, Tow Mater, who was known to be Lightning McQueen's best friend after they met at Radiator Springs in the first movie. Chad Warden. Chad Warden was an online persona created by Anthony Pinto that is often known as one of YouTube's most infamous trolls. In Chad's videos, he made a number of statements to confirm that his opinion that the PS3,
PS Triple,
or PS Triple as he liked to call it, is better than the Wii and Xbox 360.
the PS Triple. I ain't talking about that Wii. That Wii
He's also a prominent figure on the Silva Gunner channel.
Charlie and Lola. Charlie and Lola is a TV show series that came out in 2005, and it's about a boy named Charlie who has to try and his sister Lola to try new things. The show has a child-drawn art style. Raleigh's. This is a restaurant chain that primarily serves chicken. The store chain first opened in 1986.
James. James is the name of a dog born in 2011 that was most popular from the bonk meme, where the dog would be holding a bat. Sadly, the dog passed away in August of 2023. Shall be remembered forever. Let's take a moment of silence for James.
Next up, we have Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee is a canned pasta spaghetti line that was very popular in the 2000s and 2010s. A lot of Gen Z remember Chef Boyardee meals when their parents couldn't cook. The best part is that these are still made to this day.
Chicken Run. Chicken Run is a movie that came out in 2000, and the movie is about Ginger, Bunty, Babs, and Fowler, who are chickens who are trapped on a farm and want to escape. If they don't produce any eggs for the week, their owners will kill them.
Child's Play. Child's Play is a movie series that had its first film come out in 1988. The films mainly focus on the killer, Chucky, who frequently escapes death by performing a voodoo ritual to transfer his soul into a good guy doll. The movie series had 8 movies, with the last one coming out in 2019.
Chipotle. This is a restaurant where they serve quote-unquote Mexican food. They feature foods such as making your own rice bowl and tacos. They've also had the most known things from a Mexican restaurant, chips and salsa. However, this is more of a fast food version of Mexican food.
Chowder. Chowder was a 2007 TV show series that follows a young chef Chowder who wants to become a big chef someday. In order to do so, he becomes the apprentice of Moong Dal, who gives him advice.
Chris Brown. Chris Brown is a rapper who has been making songs since 2005. Some of his hit songs are Forever, With You, and International Love. He still makes new music to this day.
Up next, we got Chris Chan. Chris Chan is a YouTuber and internet personality who is now known as the most documented person. He started off making Let's Plays of games from around the late 2000s and early 2010s. Nowadays, he is subject to much controversy.
Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris was a popular fighter who fought using martial arts. He was also an actor. He starred alongside Bruce Lee in many of his movies. He became somewhat of a meme in the 2000s and 2010s, people making jokes based around his skills.
Chutes and Ladders. Chutes and Ladders is a game in which you guide your player to the end of a path, but some of the squares may have a chute or ladder. If you get a ladder, you get a quick path up the board. If you get a chute, you go back down the board. The game was made in ancient India.
Cinnamon Challenge. The Cinnamon Challenge was a challenge that went around back in 2012 to 2013 on YouTube, where people were tasked with taking a spoon of dry cinnamon and try to finish it within 60 seconds without any water or coughing it back out. This was the beginning of the dumb challenges.
Moving on, we have Classic Monster School. Classic Monster School was an animated series made by Willcraft Animations. The series is about the everyday life of the students of a school in Minecraft, the students of which are all hostile mobs from Minecraft. The original Willcraft series went on from 2012 to 2015.
Clue. Clue is a board game where you are a detective and use clues to solve a mystery. Each player gets a character card and you would use the clue to find the person with the character card of the criminal. The game first came out in 1943.
CN Boomerang. CN Boomerang, or Boomerang, was a spin-off TV channel of Cartoon Network. They typically aired kids' TV shows and movies from Warner Bros.
CN Check It. CN Check It, or It's a Fun Thing, was a new branding style for Cartoon Network that was started in 2010. This was the successor of the CN Nudes.
Up next, it's an all-new Adventure Time on Cartoon Network.
CN Nudes. CN Nudes was a branding style for Cartoon Network featuring the little white 3D characters called the CN Nudes. These were the guys that would show up between shows, and most famously when the channel switched from Adult Swim to Cartoon Network in the morning.
Coco. Coco is a movie made by Disney in 2017 and is about a boy who loves music but his family hates it. And he goes on an adventure on Dia de los Muertos to the land of the dead to learn why his family hates music so much and try to change their minds.
Codename: Kids Next Door. Codename was a TV show series that first aired in 2002. The show follows a group of 10-year-olds who stop crimes while operating from their high-tech treehouse. The TV show featured a wide range of unique characters with different cultural backgrounds, which was very cool. The TV show ran up until 2008.
Next we have Conker's Bad Fur Day. Conker's Bad Fur Day was a video game that first came out in 2001. The game was Nintendo's approach at a more adult-oriented game, especially considering the fact that the main character Conker is a greedy, drunk squirrel. The game was a bit of a flop as it sold little copies, but the game is now considered a bit rare.
Connect 4. Connect 4 is a board game that was first made in 1974. In the game, you have to connect 4 of your color coins in the board diagonally, vertically or horizontally. You could either press the yellow coin or the red coin.
Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Cool Cat Saves the Kids is a movie that came out in 2014. The movie is about a cool cat who has to save kids in a school from Butch the Bully.
Cootie Catcher. These were those things that kids in elementary school would make to tell if somebody had the cooties. If you were found to have the cooties, you would die right on the spot. I'm kidding. These are kind of nostalgic nowadays due to how many kids would make them.
Costco. Costco is a wholesale store chain that first opened in 1983. They are one of the most popular wholesale stores in America in competition with Sam's Club. They're still open today and going pretty strong.
Next up, we have Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike. It was a video game series made by Valve in 2000. The game is you play as terrorists and counter-terrorists who would perpetrate acts of terror. The game had 2 sequels, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which came out in 2012, and Counter-Strike 2, which came out a few months ago. Sadly, CSGO is no longer available. The Steam store page has been replaced with CS2.
Country Humans. Country Humans is a community that is similar to Poland Ball or Country Balls, except in this case, the countries are depicted as being humans who reflect the traits of the countries they are made to represent.
Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop is an anime series that was first made in 2001. The show is about a bounty hunter who goes on adventures with his partners. The show was controversial when it came out due to the fact that it had to do with gun violence, which was an increasing problem at the time in Japanese schools. The show recently had a reboot in 2021, which was live action. Unfortunately, that flopped.
Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel is a restaurant chain that first opened in 1969 and has fried American foods and has a gift shop in it as well. The restaurants are great and still open to this day.
Cuphead. Cuphead was a video game that first came out in 2017. The game has you play as the character Cuphead with his brother Mugman, who would have to fight through levels in order to repay the character's debt to the devil. The game even had a TV show based on the characters, which came out in 2022.
Cupid Shuffle. The Cupid Shuffle was a song that was made by Cupid in 2007 and was very popular due to the dance move that Cupid did in the song's music video.
Curious George. Curious George is a TV show series that came out in 2006. The show's about a monkey named Curious George and the man in the yellow hat. The man in the yellow hat helps Curious George explore the world. However, Curious George would find his way into mischief.
Cyanide and Happiness. Cyanide and Happiness is a comic book strip made by Ron Denblaker, Chris Wilson, Dave McElfretrick, and Matt Melvin. The comic strip was first made in 2005, and the comics were more adult-oriented as they featured some dark humor. However, that didn't stop little children from viewing it, such as myself. The series were originally posted to explosion.net.
Daft Punk. Daft Punk is an electronic music band that was formed in 1993 by Thomas Bangalter and Guy Manuel de Homem Cristo, the two members of the band. The band made many hit songs such as Around the World, One More Time, Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, and Get Lucky. Sadly, the band disbanded in 2021 but shall forever be remembered as one of the most iconic bands of all time. Also, they never officially revealed their faces.
Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen is a fast food restaurant that has more of a sports team, with the TVs in their store having footage of a game playing. This store specializes in burgers and their famous Blizzard, and was first founded in 1940.
Dairy Queen Blizzard commercials. These are referring to the Dairy Queen ads for the Blizzard frozen milkshake. These ads are more for the catch line of the served upside down, or the next one's free.
Next up, we have Dance Dance Revolution. Dance Dance Revolution, or DDR, is a video game series where you would stand on a pad with arrows and stomp the arrows as they were shown in the screen. The game first came out in 1998.
Danimals. Danimals is a brand of yogurt and smoothies for kids. Their branding would feature Bongo the monkey, their mascot. They would even have some smoothie bottles have Bongo's face on them. I remember I used to bring those to school for lunch every day when I was a kid.
Next up, we have Dan TDM. Dan TDM, or Daniel the Diamond Minecart, is a YouTuber that first started making videos in 2012. He is best known by Gen Z kids for his Minecraft Let's Plays and mod showcases with Dr. Treoris. He has amassed over 26 million subscribers as this day, and is still making videos, albeit a slower rate to this day. He even has 2 kids now.
Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom was a TV show series that first came out in 2004. The show was about main character Danny Fenton, who was a high school freshman who was also a superhero. The show ended in 2007.
Daria. Daria was a TV show series that first aired in 1997. The show is about a main character, Daria, who goes through life as a teenager going through high school in a world with idiotic children. The show had its last episode in 2002.
Dark Souls. Dark Souls was a game series that first came out in 2011, and in the game you go on different adventures and explore. It was known to be a very difficult game due to how it was implemented, and is still getting new sequels and follow-up games to this day.
Next up, we have Davey and Goliath. Davey and Goliath is an animated TV show series that first aired from 1961 to 2004. In the show, religious moral tales are presented through the adventures of young Davey Hansen, his talking dog, Goliath.
Death Note. Death Note is an anime that first came out in 2006 and ended in 2007. The show is about a student who finds a Death Note, which is a book that can kill anyone whose name is written in it. So the student becomes crusading against evil to take over the world. They also released a movie of it, but the movie sucks.
Detective Conan. Detective Conan is a manga series that first came out in 1994, and it is about a young detective named Conan and how he solves mysteries. It is still going to this day.
Diet Coke and Mentos. Diet Coke and Mentos is a classic trend that I can guarantee that almost all of us have done before. This trend involves putting Mentos in Diet Coke or any other carbonated beverage in general, causing the soda to bubble out of the bottle. This was very fun.
Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium is a video game that first came out in 2019, and I don't know why this is here on the Iceberg, but it was taken from a different Iceberg image. The game is an RPG.
Discord trailers. Now, I honestly have no clue what this is referring to, as looking this up on Google brings up 0 results. So if anyone has a clue, please leave a comment about it, because I genuinely cannot find anything. I even had to use Bing to try to find answers about this, but couldn't find anything.
Disney House of Mouse. Disney's House of Mouse is a TV show that first came out in 2001. It shows a bunch of collections of shorts hosted by Mickey Mouse and his Disney pals at his nightclub, the House of Mouse.
Next up, we have Disneyland. Disneyland is an amusement park owned by Disney. The park features many rides and themes after their TV shows and movies, along with many people dressed up in costumes of famous Disney characters.
Dr. Acceptance. Dr. Acceptance is a TV show series that first came out in 2012 and ended in 2022. It's about a little girl named Dr. McStuffins who aspires to be a doctor like her mom and imagines a doctor.
Next up, we have Doctor Who. Doctor Who is a TV show series that first came out in 1963. The show is about the adventures of Doctor Who, an extraterrestrial being who appears to be human. The Doctor explores the universe on the time-traveling spaceship TARDIS. The show ended in 1989 with various reboots afterwards. The show also has lost many episodes, making parts of the show lost media.
Doge. Doge is an iconic meme format featuring the Shiba Inu dog with random words written in lolcat speak. The meme also spawned from a meme cryptocurrency called Dogecoin, which was in the first part of the Iceberg. The meme started getting popular in 2013. The Doge itself was an image of a Shiba Inu named Kabosu, which was taken in 2010. The dog was born in 2005 and is still alive to this day, though there were some rumors that the Inu passed away, but these are all false, is what I wish I could have said. Sadly, Kabosu passed away on the 24th of May 2024, but shall forever be with us in our hearts. Let's take a moment of silence for Kabosu, the Doge.
Doki Doki Literature Club. Doki Doki Literature Club is a video game that first came out in 2017. The game has you play as a character with your name, who's a high school student who decides to join the literature club. The game is meant to look like a dating sim game, but it's actually a horror game. There's also a lot of lore behind it.
Next up we have Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is a YouTube web series which is disguised as a children's TV show which first came out in 2011. The show is more of a thriller show and recently got 2 new videos in the series. The show originally ended in 2015.
Doraemon. Doraemon is a manga and anime series that first came out in 1969. The series is about the main character, Doraemon, a robot cat from the future, and his wild misadventures using different gadgets. The series originally started as a manga series, but was later adapted into an anime series. The anime series ran from 1979 until 2005 and followed mostly the same premise. I remember watching the reruns of the show in India over a decade ago.
Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is a rapper who started in 1985. Most famous for his song Still Dre in the next episode. He's also well known for helping start Slim Shady or Eminem's major career as a proper rapper. I remember hearing references to Dr. Dre in many Eminem songs.
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is a famous soda beverage brand. The brand first started selling soda in 1985 and was pretty famous during Gen Z's time.
But speaking of another doctor, we have Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss was an author who first started writing in 1937 with the book The Thing That I Saw on Mulberry Street. He became most famous for the 1957 book The Cat in the Hat. He had many famous works of kids' literature, and his books had that classic art style that Dr. Seuss was known for. Also, I'm gonna ruin your childhood here. Dr. Seuss left his wife after she got cancer. Yeah, I know, even if he was a childhood hero, he was a bit of an asshole.
Dr. Pimple Popper. Dr. Pimple Popper was a reality TV show featuring the Dr. Pimple Popper, Sandra Sue Pinley Rebish, who was a dermatologist who would look at people's derm problems. The doctor still makes videos today on YouTube. This is reacting to YouTube shorts and TikTok videos.
Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil is a talk TV show that first came out in 2002. The show is about Dr. Phil. He gives advice to many people on the show, and he uses his experience from being a psychologist previously. There are many funny moments from the TV show series.
Drake and Josh. Drake and Josh is a TV show about the famous rapper Drake and his songs. Also Kendrick or Drake, anyways. No, I'm kidding. The show is a classic Nickelodeon sitcom that first aired in 2004. The show follows the lives of stepbrothers Drake and Josh, who live together and have various adventures together. The show also featured Spencer and Carly from iCarly. The show ended in 2007.
Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country was a video game that first came out in 1994 for the SNES. The game is a side-scrolling platformer game, and it's about King Roll and his army of Kremlins. They steal the Kong's bananas, so Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong go to defeat the Kremlins and get their bananas back.
Next we have the Doom movie. Doom was a movie that came out in 2005. The movie was based off the video game series of the same name. This movie also featured Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This movie is about a Marine Corps teen who has to go to Mars where they encounter various alien-like creatures.
Double Rainbow. Double Rainbow is referring to a classic YouTube video from 2010. In the video, a guy named Paul Bear Vasquez is showing a double rainbow that he found in Yosemite National Park. In the video, he is heard saying, "Whoa, double rainbow all the way." I've even made my own version of the video. Here it is.
Whoa, it's a full rainbow all the way. Double rainbow. Oh my god, it's a double rainbow all the way. Tense.
DVDs and VHS tapes. DVDs and VHS tapes were the video format that were used a lot when Gen Z were young. VHS came first and was a small rectangular box that would have a black tape inside of it which would have the frames of the video on it as well as the audio lines. DVDs were digital and much smaller than VHS tapes. DVDs were high capacity versions of CDs and would use lasers to read the data off of them.
Duckman. Duckman was a TV show series that first came out in 1994 and ended in 1997. The show is about a duck named Eric T. Duckman. Eric Duckman is a private investigator in the show.
Next up, we have Dude Perfect. Dude Perfect is a YouTube channel that features the dudes Tyler, Corey, Cody, Garrett, and Kobe. They are best known for their trick shot videos and skits. They first started making videos in 2009 and currently have 60 million subscribers.
D&D. D&D is a board game that was made in 1974. The game is very famous and many schools still had Dungeons & Dragons clubs. D&D is more of a story-based game where the player chooses their path.
Dunkaroos. Dunkaroos were a snack food line that were first made in 1990. The snack featured a cookie, which you would dip the cream sauce that came with it.
Next, we got Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts was a store franchise that is known for their cafe foods and drinks. They were founded in 1950 and are still open to this day, with new locations being opened in recent times.
Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim is a 1994 video game that was made for the Nintendo S and ES. In the game, you play as Earthworm Jim, an earthworm in a suit who fights evil. The video game even had a TV show made based on it.
Easy Bake Oven. The Easy Bake Oven was a toy that would let kids make small treats which could be cooked inside of the toys. These toys had different versions, as some had to be recalled due to them being too dangerous for the kids to use. These can still be found online for sale to this day.
Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands is a movie about a kid who's incompletely constructed named Edward Scissorhands, who has scissors for hands. He's taken in by a family where he falls in love with the daughter. The movie stars Johnny Depp and came out in 1990.
Ellen. Ellen, or Evan DeGeneres, is a TV hostess who's best known for the hosts on the reality TV show The Ellen DeGeneres Show. She ran this show for a long time and it was very successful, but sadly ended in September of 2023.
Elmo's World. Elmo's World is a TV show series that first started airing in 1998. The show is a spin-off of the original Sesame Street series, but this time focusing on the adventures of Elmo. The show ran until 2009 and got a reboot in 2017.
Elsagate. Elsagate was a YouTube controversy that happened between 2015 and 2017. This was when a lot of videos disguised as being kid-friendly, using kid-friendly characters and IPs, were uploaded to YouTube. These videos contained inappropriate content. This was a huge issue and was fixed by YouTube mostly in 2017. However, this issue had started to rise up again in 2022, featuring characters such as Poppy Playtime and Skibidi Toilet. These videos were just hidden, but YouTube has once again fixed this issue.
Next up, we have Elton John. Elton John is a singer who started in 1962. He is best known for his songs I'm Still Standing, which is featured in the movie Sing, and the song Don't Go Breaking My Heart. He recently made a comeback as a featured artist in the song Cold Hearted.
Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley is a rock artist who's best known as the king of rock. He was very influential to music and made many famous songs, such as Hound Dog, Blue Suede Shoes, and Jailhouse Rock, all of which are classic songs that would be considered nostalgic for basically every generation.
Next up, we have emo culture. Emo culture was a culture of people who, similar to gothic culture, had a dark and upset styled culture. They were known to wear dark colors in clothing and have those kinds of vibes to them. It's really interesting but hard to explain. Culture is still kind of popular today, but nowhere near their levels in the late 2000s to early 2010s.
Emplemon. Emplemon's real name, Aaron, is a YouTuber who made famous through making YouTube poops. He sadly no longer makes YTPs, and some of his older ones have been deleted. Today he makes more documentary-styled videos. He first joined YouTube in 2010.
Entering the Aether. This entry is referring to one of the 4 horsemen of disappointment as a Gen Z kid playing Minecraft. This was supposed to be a hidden region of the game in Minecraft. This was meant to be more of a heaven-like region as opposed to the Nether region, which is meant to be more of a hellish region. I remember trying to build a portal and get to the Aether many times, and obviously ended up failing.
Equestria. Equestria is the name of the world that 4th and 5th generations of My Little Pony franchise toys, shoes, and other media ended up taking place in. Fun fact, they were meant to look like the North American continent.
Etch-a-Sketch. Etch-a-Sketch is the name of a toy that was very cool at the time. It was basically a doodle board, but you would use these 2 spinny knobs to control them. These were very popular and is even featured at the beginning of Toy Story.
Next up, we have Evil Stick. Evil Stick was the name of a toy that received much controversy back in 2014 due to the toy making terrifying and disturbing noises. The toy recently saw a small spike in popularity on TikTok, but is otherwise rather obscure.
Exploding TNT. Exploding TNT is a Minecraft YouTuber who first started in 2011, and he makes more child-aimed videos in which he goes on different adventures with the different characters that appear in his videos. He normally makes what-if videos relating to the characters in his videos.
Fallout. Fallout is a video game series that first had its video game come out in 1997. The game series had 13 games to come out, with new games coming out as recently as 2021 with the game Fallout 76 still reign.
Family Guy Online. Family Guy Online is an MMORPG game that was released in 2012. The game has you play as a character from Family Guy. The game never left beta stage of development in 2013 and is now considered lost media.
Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious is the name of a famous car racing film that first came out in 2001. The film series got 10 movies total, with the movies ending with Fast and Furious 12, which was confirmed to be the final film in the series by Vin Diesel.
Fidget spinners. Fidget spinners were a toy that were the biggest trend back in 2016. They were these little triangular-ish shaped toys that you would spin. A lot of people used to try cool tricks with them. They died off pretty quickly.
Next up we have Fimbles. Fimbles is the name of a TV show series that came out in 2002. The show is about the three Fimbles, Fimbo, Flory, and Baby Pecan, who live in Fimble Valley on their daily adventures together.
Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is a popular movie that was first released back in 2003. It is about a clownfish named Marlin who undertakes an underwater journey to go find Nemo, who had an injured fin when he was very young. It was one of Disney's most popular movies, with about 89% of people liking it.
Fisher Price. Fisher Price is the name of a toy brand that was founded in 1930. The company is well known by many kids, and many of you probably had some of their toys back when you were younger, and some of you might still have them.
Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is a video game series which had its first video game come out in 1987. There are currently 16 games in the series. The game is also still getting new releases to this day. The games each had different stories, which often centered around defeating an enemy set on destroying the world.
Next up we have Fine Brothers. Fine Brothers are the brothers that own the YouTube channel now known as React. They first started making videos in 2008. They still make new videos to this day under the name of React. The channel was best known for their Kids React To series.
Flip a Clip. Flip a Clip is an animation software for kids to make 2D animations. The app was released in 2012 and still gets new updates to this day, and you can still install it.
Floam. Floam is a unique type of slime that are shaped like kind of orbs. They were very cool and have recently made a return in those TikTok videos, with the half screen being a TV show and the bottom half being some random content. These things were first made in 1994 by Nickelodeon.
Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is a 1994 movie about a man named Forrest Gump, a man with a mental disability who yearns to be reunited with his childhood sweetheart. This movie is very iconic and is remembered well by Gen Z kids.
Fortnite. Fortnite is a video game that first came out in 2017. The game is a shooter battle royale game where you have to be the last one to survive to win the game. The game is still getting new updates to this day, but is falling off so much to the point where Fortnite just recently brought back OG Fortnite as an update. This is old information. This happened like over a year ago, so don't worry about the last part.
Free Bird. Free Birds is the name of a movie that first came out in 2013. The movie was about two turkeys who had to band together in order to go and save their ancestors by trying to stop the Pilgrims and Native Americans from starting the tradition of Thanksgiving. It was also to go back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu.
Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is a film series that first started in 1980. The series has 12 movies in it, with the last one coming out in 2009. The series focuses on the murders of a serial killer named Freddy.
Fazbear!
On funny joke out of the way, these films were violent but were very iconic.
Frozen. Frozen is a movie series with 2 movies so far. The first film came out in 2013. The second came out in 2019. The film focuses on the 2 characters, Elsa and Anna, who are sisters, but Elsa has the power to freeze anything unless she's wearing gloves. The 2 go on adventures together, and Elsa has to learn and accept and control their powers.
Fruit Gushers. Fruit Gushers is the name of a candy, not for the gummy candies that were meant to be flavored like different fruits. They were founded in 1991 and still made and loved by literally everyone.
Next up we have Full House. Full House is a sitcom TV show that first came out in 1987 and ended in 1995. The show is about a sportscaster who raises his 3 daughters with his brother-in-law and madcap best friend. The show is very iconic and well known for its theme song. Everywhere you look. Even if you didn't watch the show, you definitely heard the theme song.
Funko Pops. Funko Pops are a line of toys that first came out in 1998 under a different name, Wacky Wobble. Funko Pops all come in different series made in partnership with different popular franchises, such as Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. There are a new series of Funko Pops still coming out to this day.
Furby. Furby is the name of a little toy pet animal which first came out in 1998. The Furbies were meant to be a mix of a hamster and an owl. These toys were known by many Gen Z kids as being really creepy and scary. There were many types of these Furbies that were made, and these are classic toys. Fushigi Ball. The Fushigi Ball was a toy that came out in 2010. It was known as a scam due to the advertising. It claimed to be a magic ball that could defy gravity and levitate in your hands, but as we all know, that wasn't really possible. It was just a metal ball which had a transparent layer over it to give it that gimmick of floating. I bet all of you know this from the commercials that were aired in like 2012, 2010.
Next up we have Futurama. Futurama was a TV show series that started in 1999. It's about a pizza delivery guy who accidentally gets frozen and wakes up 1,000 years into the future. This show was made by the same guy that made The Simpsons, which plays the same art style.
Gabe the Dog. Gabe the Dog is a dog that's best known for Bork Dog. He became a meme from the Bork cover of What Is Love. The dog sadly passed away in 2017, so let's give him a moment of silence.
Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones is a TV show series that first came out in 2011 and ended in 2019. The show is about a bunch of families who battle to get control of a land known as Westeros. The show is extremely popular, but it's no longer going.
Next up we have Game Shakers. Game Shakers is a TV show series that started in 2015. The show is about two middle schoolers who make a video game called Sky Whale for a project. But the game ended up becoming the most popular games of the year, making them rich. A rapper threatens to sue them for copyright of his songs, so the middle schoolers hired the rapper's son. The show went on until 2019.
Game Boy. Game Boy is a handheld console line made by Nintendo. The first Game Boy came out in 1989. There was different models of Game Boy, which were the OG, which came out in 1989, the Pocket, 1996, Light and Color, 1998, Game Boy Advanced, 2001, and Game Boy Advanced SP, 2003, and finally the Game Boy Micro, in 2005. The Game Boy was eventually replaced by the good old Nintendo DS in 2004, which the DS was in part one of the Iceberg.
Game Grumps. Game Grumps is a YouTube channel that was first made a video in 2012. The channel primarily makes Let's Play videos. The group was formed by Aaron Hansen and John Jafari, and John Jafari was replaced in 2013 by Dan Avidan. They still continue making videos.
Garfield and Friends. Garfield and Friends is the original Garfield TV series that first started in 1988. The show, similar to other Garfield media, follows the adventures of Garfield, Odie, and John Arbuckle. The show ended in 1995, and it could be seen as a precursor to the new Garfield series from the 2010s. Gary's Mod. Gary's Mod, or Gmod, is a sandbox game made by Valve. The game was first released in 2006 and is an open world game where you can just do whatever. And it got really popular due to the funny videos people would make on YouTube using the game. The game is still available to this day and still gets updates too.
Gmod Creepypasta. I honestly do not know what this entry is talking about either. It's probably the second one I've said this for, as there were many different results across the internet, so I'm just going to assume that this is talking about the creepypastas made about Gmod. There were many of these that were made, some of them being good, and most of them being kind of okay-ish.
Generator X. Generator X is a TV show that's kind of mixed with Ben 10 and Spider-Man. The show is about a teenager named Rex who gets infected by the nanobees and becomes an Evo who can form machines out of his body. The show first came out in 2010 and ended in 2013.
Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash, or GD, is a 2D platformer game that first came out in 2013. The game has you control a cube through various different levels. The game has been on version 2.1 since 2017, but finally got version 2.2, or the biggest update to the game, in November 2023. The game still has a massive and growing community to this day, and I am incredibly addicted to it. I have around 73 demons, so feel free to praise me, or not.
Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy was a YouTube game that first came out in 2017. The game has you play as a guy in a pot who has to use a hammer to jump, swing, and move around the map.
Next up we have Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is a film series that first came out in 1984. The movie is about a group of people and they change between movies. They have to fight out against the supernatural. The movies are extremely iconic and have 4 movies: Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, Ghostbusters, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. The series also featured the iconic Ghostbusters theme song.
Glee. Glee is a TV show series. The first came out in 2009. The series is about a group of high schoolers who try to escape reality by joining their high school glee club, the music club. It ended in 2015 and got really popular.
Go Diego Go. Go Diego Go is a TV show series that first came out in 2005. The show was a spin-off of the original Dora the Explorer TV show. The show focuses on Dora's cousin. No boyfriend, no cousin, no boyfriend. Anyways, in the show, Diego is a little boy who loves nature and animals and focuses on rescuing animals. The show ran until 2011. Go-Gurt. Go-Gurt is a yogurt snack that was packaged in a plastic tube that you would drink the yogurt out of. These are very good, and I remember bringing these to school for lunch back in elementary school. Go-Gurt was first made in 1997.
Go Noodle. Go Noodle was a website which hosted dance videos for kids, which was started in 2013. Go Noodle was remembered by Gen Z kids who will remember their teachers putting on videos from Go Noodle as a brain break time. And the website was very nostalgic, and it still exists, but it's just not the same and no longer retains that 2010s charm.
Goodwill. Goodwill is a store franchise that is kind of like a thrift store. Many kids probably remember going there to buy toys or some other things with their parents.
Google Video. Google Video is the name of Google's old video sharing platform that came out in 2005. Similar to YouTube, the site was not very successful though, and was eventually merged into YouTube following Google's acquisition of YouTube in 2006. In 2009, Google stopped allowing people to upload videos to Google Video, and in 2012, the site was fully shut down. Nowadays, Google Video just resites to Google Video's search engine, and most of the content that was on Google Video is now lost media. Gorillaz. Gorillaz is a digital band that was formed in 1998. The band featured 4 members, 2D, Murdoch, Nichols, Noodle, and Russell Hobbs. They are best known for their songs 19 to 2000, Feel Good Inc., and Clint Eastwood. They still make new music to this day.
Granny. Granny was a video game that first came out in 2017. The game has you try to survive and escape from an evil, sinister granny. The game got really popular after it came out and is still getting new sequels, with the most recent one having come out 3 years in 2021.
Grease. Grease is a 1978 film series that follows the adventures of a group of teenage high schoolers that takes place in the 50s. It's more of a musical and got a sequel in 1982.
Greatest Freakout Ever. Greatest Freakout Ever is a video uploaded by the channel Waffle Cone in 2009. The video depicts a boy hiding a camera in his older brother's room to record his raging after their mom had cancelled the older brother's World of Warcraft subscription. The video performed exceptionally well and spawned a whole series of videos of the younger brother recording his older brother's rage moments.
Green Day. Green Day is a rock band of 4 that first formed in 1987. They are best known for their 2004 album American Idiot, featuring the songs American Idiot, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and Holiday. They also had other hits such as 21 Guns.
Next up, we have Grounded videos. This entry is most likely referring to the Go Animate videos that were made in the mid-2010s, featuring a bunch of different cartoon characters getting grounded for doing something bad. Even some videos that were just really weird altogether.
Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat is the epic meme cat who's best known for the grumpy, angry-looking face. The cat became a very popular meme in the early 2010s. The cat's name was Tartar Sauce and sadly passed away in 2019. Let's take another moment of silence in honor of our fallen hero.
GTA. GTA, or Grand Theft Auto, is an extremely popular video game series that was first made in 1997. It has had 5 games so far, with the 5th game having come out in 2013. The game is an action-adventure game. It is very violent, and it is very iconic. The games are still popular to this day, with the reported 6th installment coming out in 2025.
Guitar Center. Guitar Center is a music store that was founded in 1959. The store specializes in instruments and other music-related products. They are still currently open to this day.
Next up, we have Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses is a rock band that has been formed in 1985. The band was best known for their hit songs Sweet Child of Mine, November Rain, and Paradise City. The band has been through a lot, but it's still together.
Half-Life. Half-Life is a Valve video game series that first came out in 1998. It's a first-person shooter series and has had 15 games in the series and is still getting new games as of 2021.
Halloween is a fun holiday where children get to go around to houses and get free candy from the owners, or at least the homes that give out candy. And this is a very special day, and we get to dress up too. Fun fact, about $3.6 billion worth of candy is bought by consumers in America on Halloween. A lot of Gen Z kids will fondly remember dressing up and going trick-or-treating with their family and friends.
Hamilton. Hamilton was a musical that was first that was released in 2015. This musical was originally from Broadway. It follows Hamilton from being a poor orphan to becoming the right-hand man of George Washington to the death in a duel with Ehrenberg. It was kind of obviously based off of U.S. history.
Next up, we have Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana is a TV show series that first came out in 2006 and ended in 2011. The show primarily focuses on Miley Cyrus, who plays the character of Hannah Montana, who is a teenager that is secretly a pop star, thus keeps pop star identity a secret from everyone around her.
Happy Feet. Happy Feet is a movie that first came out in 2006 and follows a penguin who can't sing but has to sing to find soulmate and has a secret ability to tap dance really well and learns to use it with his advantage. The movie is an absolute classic and was very popular when it came out.
Harambe. Harambe was a lowland gorilla that used to live in the Cincinnati Zoo. He was born on 27th May 1999. He was a very loved gorilla until 2016. There was a famous incident in which a child managed to climb into the zoo cage where Harambe was. The animal control team at the zoo couldn't use sedatives as it would take too long to put Harambe to sleep, and he was too close to the child, so as most of us now know, they had to unalive him. This was a very sad event and led to the death of Harambe. Let's take a moment of silence to respect Harambe.
Next up, we have Harold and Kumar. Harold and Kumar is a movie that came out in 2004. The movie is about two crack addicts, Harold and Kumar, who are Korean and Indian respectively. Harold is an office worker who, with his stoner friend Kumar, go on a quest to get White Castle.
Headbands. Headbands is a game in which you put a card on the band that you put on your forehead, and your friends playing with you would have to give you hints and clues to guess what's on the card, but they can't tell you exactly what's on it. The first group to figure out what's on the card wins.
Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty is a franchise that focuses on Gijinka, or Japanese personification of a Japanese bobtail cat. Hello Kitty was featured on toys, animes, and some games. Hello Kitty as a franchise is still very alive to this day, and Hello Kitty first came out in 1974, made as a simple character.
Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold is a TV show series that first came out in 1996, its last episode in 2004. The show is about Arnold, who lives in a boarding house in Hillwood, Washington.
Next up, we have High School Musical. High School Musical is a movie series that had its first film come out in 2006. There were a total of 6 films made for the series between the years 2006 and 2016. The films focus on a group of high schoolers who try and join their high school musical. This ended up causing division among the school's groups. These movies are great. They're also seen as nostalgic by millennials and Gen Y as well.
Hit clips. Hit clips were a line of small devices that would play a minute of a specific song depending on which song was inserted into the player. These were first released in August of 2000, featuring songs from NSYNC and Britney Spears.
Home Alone. Home Alone is a movie series with the first movie coming out in 1990. The movie's about a kid named Kevin who gets into various situations alone and has to defend himself and stay safe by creating traps to defend himself. There's a new movie that released in 2021, but just isn't the same and kinda sucks.
Hot Pocket. Hot Pockets are a food item. They're kind of like a puff pastry and were filled with stuff that you normally find on a pizza. They're very similar to Tostino and are still made to this day. I'll say they taste terrible. Like, just do not buy them. They're so overrated.
Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels are a line of toy cars that were first made in 1968 and were very memorable by Gen Z kids. And I guarantee that most, if not all of you watching this had these. These had different versions and were very popular. Some people even collect them.
Next up, we have Hotel Transylvania. Hotel Transylvania is a movie series that first came out in 2012. The series had 4 movies: Hotel Transylvania 2, Hotel Transylvania 3, and Hotel Transformania. The film series follows Count Dracula, who owns Hotel Transylvania, and he goes on various adventures with his friends and daughter.
Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami is a video game first released in 2012. The game is about a character named Jacket receiving coded messages which tell him to commit massacres against the Russian mafia. The game had a sequel.
Hotline Miami 2, Wrong Number. Hotline Miami Wrong Number was a follow-up to the original Hotline Miami game. This game featured a character named Beard who had to conduct some operations against the Soviet Union after they invaded Hawaii in 1985. The game was released in 2015.
House MD. House MD was a medical drama series that first came out in 2004 and ran until 2012. The series was similar to Grey's Anatomy. It was about a character named Gregory House, who was a medical genius who had his team in Princeton Plainsboro Teaching Hospital in New Jersey.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2000. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is a movie that came out in 2000 and was a live-action version of the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This movie was seen by some Gen Z kids as being kind of scary due to the look of the Grinch. Just look at this.
Hubba Bubba. Hubba Bubba is the name of a chewing gum company that is best known for their gum that is rolled up and you would unroll to get a piece. Another thing, if you take a bite out of the Hubba Bubba, like chomping it out like is shown in this image, you are done for.
Hungry Hungry Hippos. Hungry Hungry Hippos is a board game that first came out in 1978. The objective of the game is for each player to get as many marbles as they can with their hippo characters.
Ice Bucket Challenge. The Ice Bucket Challenge, or ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, was a challenge where people would dump a bucket of cold water with ice in it on themselves, as it would cause a nervous reaction that simulates how it would feel to have the ALS disease. This challenge was actually used to help raise awareness for ALS disease and was done by many famous people, including Bill Gates.
Imagine Dragons. Imagine Dragons is the name of a band that started in 2008, and they got extremely popular in the late 2010s with songs like Just Thunder, Believer, and Radioactive. They still make music to this day and are still getting lots of success to this day.
Next up, we have impact font memes. Impact font memes are those memes from the 2000s to mid-2010s that featured the big impact font text on the top and bottom of a random image. These are still the most iconic style of memes and are still somewhat used to this day. I don't know why.
In the Night Garden. In the Night Garden is a TV series that first came out in 2007 and ran till 2009. The series is about a magical picture book place that exists between waking and sleeping in a child's imagination. The show sounds kind of weird and was kind of obscure, but it was cool.
Next up, we have Inception. Inception is a 2010 Christopher Nolan film that was about Dom Cobb, a thief who invades target's dream through a chemically induced shared dream state, which Dom Cobb used to steal valuable information.
Incredibox. Incredibox was an app that first came out in 2009. The app would let kids make their own music using a bunch of digital beatboxers. You could choose which ones you wanted to use to make whatever song you desired to make. This app was very cool, and there used to be a version of this game in Google's Santa Tracker site.
Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is a franchise that focuses on the adventurous explorer Indiana Jones. The film had 5 movies in it, with the first one coming out in 1981. The series had its last film come in June of 2023. The movies are very iconic and another one of those cross-generational nostalgia things.
Inside Out. Inside Out is a Pixar movie that came out in 2015. The movie is about a girl who has to learn to get through her feelings after moving houses due to feelings making mistakes. All her feelings are represented by little humanoid characters in her heads. In hindsight, the movie was a lot deeper than most of us would have thought back then.
iPhone. iPhone was a phone line released in 2007 by Apple. They were revolutionary when they came out, as they were the first phones, or at least the first popularly released phones, to have a touchscreen display. The older iPhones came with the classic iOS versions that are so nostalgic due to their skeuomorphic fruitager design elements, which we talked about on part 1 of the Iceberg on layer 3. iPod. iPod is the world's most revolutionary music player. It was the first music player that could fit 1,000 songs in your pocket. There were various different versions of the iPod, such as the Mini 2004 to 2005, Nano 2005 to 2017, Shuffle 2005 to 2017, Touch 2007 to 2022, and most importantly the original iPod series that came to be known as the Classics 2001 to 2014. Sadly, as of 2022, the Apple iPod has been completely discontinued, but forever has a place in our hearts. iPod commercials. This is referring to those commercials that were made for the iPod with those black silhouettes of people dancing while holding an iPod with headphones in their ears. The iPod and headphones would be white to distinguish them with a solid color behind the person. They would usually be dancing to a popular song from around that time. Apple even acknowledged how popular these ads were and recently made one of these style ads for the AirPods.
Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is a metal band that was first formed in 1975. They were best known for their songs, The Trooper, and Number of the Beast. They are still together to this day and are set to go on tour in 2024.
So here we are, guys. This concludes part 2 of the biggest, most in-depth Gen Z nostalgia iceberg. I want to thank you all for watching to this point. The Meme Bros and I have been hard at work on this series and are extremely grateful for your viewership. We hope that you enjoyed, and be sure to let us know down in the comments what entries you want to see in the next part 3 of the Iceberg. and any other recommendations on how we can improve our videos. We are concluding this video with layer 5, the Dark Waters, and shall pick it up at layer 6, the Darkness. We sincerely thank you for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for more. So yours truly, signing off. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay safe. Bye!